among Japan, China, and
Well,
Korea?
I have spent a lot of time in Japan, and I have a lot of friends in Japan, and I've done business in Japan. I have a real bias in favor of Japan. And I don't know the details of all these disputes, but if I just had to do it based on my own personal biases, I'm usually on Japan's side.
Oh, you
ABC
Thank you very much.
I also like your baseball players.
Okay, thank you very much.
The Yankees had almost a bigger win tonight as Governor Romney did.
Okay.
The Yankees won 14-2 tonight.
Oh,
Now,
General impressions tonight of President Obama. What you came
President
away with.
didn't President Obama look confused tonight? He looked confused. He looked befuddled. He looked like he wasn't able to really defend himself. An awful lot of ahs and uhs and changing thoughts in mid-sentence. I think President Obama was lost without a teleprompter. I think he looked to me at times that he was completely befuddled.
Did Governor Chris Christie last weekend make the right prediction?
Governor Chris Christie turns out to be a prophet. I got a little worried when he said that that Mitt was going to just knock President Obama out. In fact, it turns out that Mitt knocked President Obama out about 4 times tonight. I mean, I thought this was about as decisive a difference between two candidates as I've ever seen in a presidential debate. I thought Mitt Romney was very, very clear in what he wanted to do, how he wanted to build the private sector, keep government under control. I thought the president was befuddled. I thought he was confused. And at times I felt sorry for him. I thought they should just give him his teleprompter so he could read his answers.
He was going to cut PBS. And he spoke about changes he would make to our entitlement programs to make them more affordable, but also strengthen them and preserve them for future generations. The president spoke in empty platitudes. He had no vision for where he wanted to take the country. And I think the bottom line is this. President Obama's policies are not working. Neither are millions of Americans. And it's time for a change.
He must have prepared very well. Long time he must have prepared. Take time.
Well, I think both candidates prepared for the event. I mean, this is a big moment in a campaign when both candidates meet face to face on a debate stage. I think you'll find that they both prepared equally.
Eric,
Yeah.
what would you say some of the President Obama's staffers are suggesting that Romney came across a bit testy tonight?
Look, if this was a boxing match, the referee would have stopped it about an hour into it. Governor Romney was the clear winner in tonight's debate. He spoke in detail about the pro-growth policies that he would pursue to create jobs. He talked about specific cuts he would make to reduce the deficit. He spoke about changes that he would put in place to make our entitlement programs more affordable while also preserving them for future generations. I think the choice is clear. We can, under President Obama, we can have 4 more years like the last 4 years, and I don't think anybody wants that. Or under Governor Romney, we can have a real recovery with more jobs and rising incomes for everyone. The fact of the matter is, President Obama's policies are not working. Neither are millions of Americans, and it's time for a change.
And what would you say about Governor Romney's preparation for tonight? We heard so much about that. Did it pay off? Would you do anything different for the next 2?
Look, Governor Romney came into this debate the underdog. He's not the incumbent president. He doesn't represent the most powerful office in the world. He's a private citizen. But he's a private citizen who has extensive leadership experience in the public sector, in the voluntary sector, and in the private sector. In fact, when he took over in Massachusetts, the economic situation was not unlike the situation that the country faces today. Thousands of people were losing jobs every month. The budget was massively out of balance. And after 4 years, the governor had balanced the budget every year without raising taxes, and he had turned around the economy so that it was creating thousands of jobs every month. But look, the objective facts of the last 4 years are pretty dismal. 23 million Americans who are struggling for work, 47 million Americans on food stamps. That's a 15 million increase from where things stood in 2009 when President Obama took office, and a $16 trillion national debt. We can't continue down the same road that we've been on. We need a change, and Mitt Romney is the change.
Does this raise the stakes for the VP debate next week?
Look, I think that's a separate encounter.
All
Paul.
part of the conversation.
Look, we're going to have a number of debates this month. I'm not going to make any predictions about those debates. I do believe in this first presidential encounter, Mitt Romney was the clear winner.
Thanks, Eric.
You're welcome.